7.7 Simple and Compound Interest. The objective of this lesson is to calculate interest earned and account balances. Interest just means the amount earned or paid for the use of money. For example, if you put money in the bank, specifically in your savings account, then the bank could use your money for other things, and they would have to pay you interest for it. The principal is the amount of money deposited or borrowed. Simple interest just means interest that is earned or paid only on the principal, okay, meaning the money put in the bank, for example, or borrowed by the bank. And the annual interest rate is the percent of the principal earned or paid per year. And we'll stop here for the vocabulary for now and come back to balance and compound interest later. To calculate the simple interest, for example, if you deposit $3,000, which is their principal, into the bank account at an annual interest rate of 4.5%, after 1 year, you earn $3,000 times 4.5%, which is $135 annual interest. After the second year, you would earn another $135. And after the third year, you would also earn another $135. So interest is only earned on the principal. So this suggests a formula, the simple interest formula. Interest equals principal times rate. Specifically, annual interest rate times time, the number of years. I equals PRT. You will need to remember this formula. So after 3 years, you will have earned $405 total. Take $3,000, the principal amount you've deposited, and multiply that by the annual interest rate of 4.5% and times 3. When the account earns interest, the interest is added to the money in the account. Therefore, we call this the balance. The balance that earns simple annual interest is the sum of the principal, P, and the interest, PRT. So we have another formula here. A, that stands for balance, equals P plus PRT, where P is the principal amount and PRT is the interest earned. And we can distribute the P and rewrite the formula as A equals P times 1 plus RT. So if I deposit $3,000 in the bank, and after 3 years I would earn a total of $3,405. Let's do a practice problem. Using I equals PRT to find the interest earned. A $1,000 bond earns 6% annual interest, simple annual interest. What is the interest earned after 4 years? Okay, bond just means perhaps money borrowed from a company, say. So let's go use the formula. I equals PRT. So we can sub in P for 1,000, R 6%, 0.06, and then times 4 years. And we can go ahead and multiply. I can take out 2 zeros and shift 2 decimal places. And then 6 times 4 is 24, and times 1 zero, $240. Interest. Okay, let's do a practice problem involving the balance formula, A equals P times 1 plus RT. So here we need to find the annual interest rate. You get a summer job at a bakery. Suppose you save $1,400 of your pay and deposit it into an account that earns simple annual interest. After 9 months, the new balance is $1,400. $1,421 or $1,421, find the annual interest rate. So we're looking for R. So let's take the formula. A equals P times 1 plus RT. A will be 1421, the new balance, and this will be your principal. I'm just going to write A here. Okay, that's the amount you put in the bank in the beginning. And then 1 plus 9 months is 3/4 of a year. And we want to try to use years, okay? So R, or 3/4 R. And then we need to solve for R. Okay, and we can calculate. I'm going to divide 1400 to both sides. And cancel this. I'm going to rewrite it right here. Be 1 plus 3/4 R. And 1 can be rewritten as 1400 over 1400. I'm going to subtract that. Okay. So again, earlier I just said we can rewrite this as 1400 over 1400, which is still equal to 1. Makes it easier to calculate. So this will be 21 over 1400 equal to 3/4 R. And then we can simplify this proportion. 3, 21, 7, and then I can simplify 7 with 14. And I can simplify 2 with 4, and then I could cross multiply. R times 1 is R, 2 times 1 is 2, 2%. Compound interest. This is different from simple interest. Let's review. Remember, simple interest is just interest earned on the principal. Let's take a look at the definition again. The simple interest is just the interest earned or paid only on the principal. But the compound interest is earned on both the principal and any interest that had been earned previously. So the formula will be a little different when you're calculating the compound interest. Okay. Say you deposit $50, the principal, into a savings account that earns 2% interest compounded annually. The interest is earned on both the principal and any previous earned interest. So this table shows the balance of your account after 3 years. For the first year, you don't have any previously earned interest, so you just begin with $50. Okay, so $50 plus $50 times 0.02, and this will equal to 51 plus 0.02 to the first power. And that's how this came about. Now, for the second year, remember, for compound interest, you earn interest on both the principal and any previously earned interest. So you need to take 50 times 1 plus 0.02 to the first power. I'm going to rewrite it right here to show you how this works. 50 1 plus 0.02 to the first power. Okay, so for the second year, you're going to be earning interest both on the principal as well as any previously earned interest. So this part will be the principal and this part will be your interest. And we're going to have to multiply that to another 2% and add it on to this new balance. Okay, so add 50, 1 plus 0.02 times another 2%. As you can see, I can factor out these two to get 50, 1 plus 0.02, and this will be 1 plus 0.02. So this is like the opposite of the distributive property. 50 times 1 plus 0.02 multiplied to 1 gives you this part. And if we take this part again and multiply it to 2%, we would get this part. Therefore, this is how this part of the pattern came about. So now we have two factors of 1 plus 0.02, and we can rewrite it with a power of 2. And 2 just represents 2 years. And here, 1 year. I'm going to erase this now. And if we continue the same pattern, by the third year, we should have 50 times 1 plus 0.02 to the third power. There's a misprint here. This should be 2. Okay. Now, this suggests a compound interest formula. The new balance A would be equal to principal times 1 plus annual interest rate to the T years. Okay, so for this problem, we can use a calculator and round it. Okay, this squiggly equal sign just means rounding to the nearest cent. This part, cent. Okay, and let's do some practice problems. You deposit $1,500 into an account that earns 2.4% interest compounded annually. Find the balance after 6 years. So this is simply plug and chug. Use the formula. A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. So it would be useful to memorize the formula. So we just write A equals 1,500, 1 plus 2.4% or 0.024 to the 6th power. And you can simply use the calculator. And you would get 1,729.38. Let's look at the second problem. You deposit $700 into a savings account that earns 2% interest compounded annually. Find the balance of the account after 4 years. And I want to remind you guys that it has to be in years. So if you're given months, you got to convert it to years. And then round your answer to the nearest cent. Use a calculator. Okay. So balance equals $700. And 1 plus the interest rate is 2% to the 4th power. And you would get 757.70. That's it.